All right. Welcome to day one of the Flat Stomach Without Starving Challenge. Today, we are diving into one of the biggest fat loss myths, and that is the idea, that you need to lose belly fat by cutting carbs, giving up wine, giving up bread, saying no to the bread baskets at the restaurants, and living strictly on chicken, rice, and broccoli like you're some, deranged individual, right? Carrying Tupperware everywhere around, always eating your meal prep. That's the only way for you to drop body fat, right? Wrong, okay? That approach, that approach leads to the same cycle every time. You lose a few pounds, right? Then you binge, and then you say, what? I'll start over again on Monday, right? But that cycle ends today, because here's the truth, restriction does not create results, but what it does create is it creates cravings. It creates you to crave even more, right? When we say no to something, we say we can't have that anymore, right? What does our mind do? Our mind goes into, I want it even more. I need it even more, right? And then when we do have it, that creates what? It creates guilt, right? And eventually, it leads to binge eating, burnout, right? And starting over every Monday, But what actually creates long-term fat loss success, is this. A simple, repeatable strategy that lets you actually eat real meals, Real meals. And actually enjoy your favorite foods and still drop inches off of your waistline. And if you're here right now, I know what you're excited for, to learn how to do exactly that, right? So, real quick, let me tell you about my client, Jessica, She joined my program after years of yo-yo dieting, up and down, up and down, up and down, right? She thought she had to go super strict, cut carbs, do a fruit detox, right? Do a cabbage water detox, do a kale water fast, whatever, right? In order to see results. She would be super strict, for a few days, and then she burn out, right? She fall off by Thursday. She do good. She would do good Monday through Wednesday, right? And then she would fall off by Thursday, And then she would start over again every Monday. And this was a trend for her for years, right? And she was tired of the cycle, So when we started working together, within the first few weeks, we brought back flexibility, right? No rigidness, no strict meal plan, no she can't have this, none of that, right? We created a plan where she could still enjoy the weekends, because the weekends were her downfall before we started working together. So create a plan where she could still enjoy her weekends. We gave her structure without obsession, so she wasn't weighing everything. She wasn't tracking every bite. She wasn't obsessed over every calorie, all right? And guess what? She started dropping weight. She started losing inches, from her waistline, all right? Within a few weeks. And she continued to see results, And overall, she ended up dropping roughly about 25 pounds in my program, And she's kept the weight off, right? Now, she told me this, This was the first time she felt like she could actually live her life and get results. Which is huge, because I know a lot of you feel like maybe you have to do one or the other. You maybe feel like if I start towards wanting to see fat loss results and get in shape, I got to give up this, right? But for her, we end up blending the two together. And if that's what you want too, I got a surprise for you. You're in the right place, all right? So here's what I teach my clients, And what you're going to learn this week. It's called the Fat Loss Without Starving Formula, and it has 3 simple parts, Just 3 simple parts, all right? Here we go. Before I get into it, though, Before I get into it, all right? I forgot to do this in the beginning, but if you're here, you're watching the live, just comment me down in the comments. Let me know you're watching this live. If you're watching the replay, either you're on Facebook, if you're watching the replay, all right? Comment down in the comments, #replay. Let me know you're here so I can come back, and say what's up to you. All right. So say you're here Say hey, say what's up, drop some fire, do whatever. Let me know that you're here. All right. Now, the 3-part fat loss without starving formula. Take notes here. Okay. You're gonna want to take some notes here. And if you want to drop this in the comments, drop it in the comments too, because when you write it down or when you type it, right, it deepens this, right? So, number 1 is protein first eating, okay? Listen, protein is your secret weapon. I know you hear it a lot, but I'm going to really break it down. Protein is your secret weapon, okay? It's going to keep you full. It's going to support your muscle, okay? And it helps decrease cravings. Okay, so you want to build every meal, literally every meal around a protein source. All right, build every meal around a protein source. And if you're not sure, okay, what counts as protein, I got you. All right, I got you. All right, I'll be dropping a cheat sheet in the group tonight with examples once the live ends. I got you, no worries. Number 2, okay, is flexible carbs. You do not need to cut carbs, okay? You do not need to go no carb or low carb. You need carbs, okay? You just need to combine them in a very smart way, okay? So I teach my clients how to pair carbs with protein and fiber to keep their metabolism stable and their energy high, okay? So I want you to think about this. I want you to think pasta with grilled shrimp. Yes, you can have pasta and still lose your belly fat. Pasta and grilled shrimp, okay? Another example you can think of is Chipotle. I like a Chipotle bowl with some double chicken. I don't know how you like Chipotle. I like Chipotle too at times. Fajita, veggies, salsa instead of sour cream. And let's say you go to Chick-fil-A. I know a lot of Chick-fil-A superstars in here. All right, Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets with a side salad and a fruit cup. Okay, if you like Starbucks, I'm just thinking of some quick on-the-go things for you all. Starbucks egg white wrap, right? And then you can have a coffee and pour like a protein drink in the coffee. Now you got a protein coffee, right? So you still prioritizing the coffee. Even a sandwich, right? Just add fiber or veggies in a protein source. And then boom, now you're having carbs in a very smart way, which is going to enable you to see results, okay? And then third is the 80-20 rule. Now, here's what I recommend. 80% of your meals are intentional, meaning whole foods, right? Whole foods that are at minimum process as possible, right? Minimum is possible. Now I understand sometimes you may not feel like cooking, right? I get it, right? And I'm not saying be perfect here, just be as minimum as possible, right? And then the other 20% is where your favorite stuff fits in. So your wine, your cookies, your cake, your go-to, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, or whatever it may have you. Your go-to things that you like to have, it's like comfort foods or cravings. That's your 20%, okay? And this is where, like, the results become sustainable because you're not starting over every Monday because guess what? You're not falling off, right? You're actually being flexible and you're having a strategy and a plan that actually fits within your life and not making you feel restricted, right? When you feel restricted, that's where you tend to have these cravings and you have the binge and it causes you to want to start over every Monday because you feel like you messed up, right? If this is hidden for you, just drop some, fire in the comments or say, hey, it's hidden, or this is landing, or this is me, whatever it may have you, right? Just let me know this is landing for you. Now, think about your week, okay? Think about your week. How often are you skipping meals or you're just grabbing something random because you're starving, right? Like you skip lunch or you probably skip breakfast, you probably had lunch, the day done flew by, right? And now you're gonna grab something because you've been starving, right? How many times have you told yourself, I was doing good, right? Until this one thing threw me off. Like I was doing really good until this one thing threw me off, right? And normally that's life, right? Life happens like that. And that's because what you were doing wasn't flexible. It was too rigid. It didn't have wiggle room for you to be able to, kind of slip up a little bit, but still keep you on track and still keep you structured, right? So what if instead of cutting out the foods you love, you learn how to structure them in? Instead of always thinking, what can I take away, right? What if we looked at what can I add in, okay? And that's how we get the results that last. So I want to give you all some homework. All right, we need some homework. This is called a flip a meal homework. So here's your day one homework. Okay? I want you to pick one meal. Okay? One meal that you normally eat. And I want you to flip it. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. Maybe it's, normally you just do a coffee for breakfast. Okay, I see you. I know, I used to do that too. A lot of my clients used to do that as well, right? And not saying it's the worst, but we can do better, all right? So maybe just coffee for breakfast you've been doing, or maybe you get drive-through or fast food for lunch, and then maybe at night, right, like you have wine and you maybe have, some chocolate you indulge in, right? I want you to ask yourself this. What protein can I add to this meal? Okay, so we're going to take one meal and we're going to flip it. We're going to ask two questions. What protein can I add to this meal? Okay, and number two is, can I keep something? Remember, we're not looking at what can we take away. Can I keep something that I enjoy so it still feels satisfying? Okay, this isn't about being perfect. All right, this ain't about being perfect. It's about making it better. Okay, and if you need help knowing what counts as protein, all right, I got a cheat sheet for you. Just drop the word protein in the comments or DM me and I'll send it to you. Okay, I know sometimes what can be proteins, a lot of people think peanut butter is a good protein source. It's not, right? But I got you. So if you're not familiar with what's a good protein source, just comment the word protein down in the comments and I'll send it over to you. Or DM me and I got you, okay? And listen, don't overthink this, all right? Don't overthink this. Some of y'all might worry about getting it right? But that mindset is exactly what's held you back up until this point, is the perfectionist mindset. You don't have to be perfect with this, okay? Like, this challenge is about progress, not perfection. Okay, again, like I said yesterday, I want you all to have fun with this, right? So what I want you to do today, this is your homework. Choose one meal and ask yourself two questions. Number one, what protein can I add to this meal? Number two, can I keep something I actually enjoy in the meal so it still feels satisfying? All right? Again, this challenge is not about progress, it's about perfection, okay? So post your flip meal. I want you to post it inside the group, either tonight if you haven't had, well, if you can tonight, do it tonight, latest tomorrow, okay? Post it inside the group, even if it's messy, all right? Even if it's messy, even if you don't feel like it's perfect, I want you to post it inside the group, okay? And I'll personally give you feedback because I want to help you, all right? So post it in the group and then tag me in the post and I'll give you feedback on it, on how we can make it better, or if it's already great, I'll let you know that as well, okay? Now, with that being said, okay, tomorrow is going to be next level, all right? So we're breaking down why cardio isn't the best way to lose belly fat. And I'm going to teach you how to actually shape your body in a way that takes less time with more results, okay? I know that may sound kind of intuitive or kind of, outside of what you heard before, but you don't have to spend crazy amounts of time, okay? I'm going to show you how to get better results in less time, okay? Until then, though, what I want you to do is I want you to post your flip meal in the group tonight, latest tomorrow, okay? And remember, also, feel free as we're going through this challenge, okay? Like, you take photos of me doing the live, okay? If you posting in your stories, tag me. Hey, I'm learning from the best coach, okay? Tag me in your workouts when you finish, though. If you do workout selfies or you want to take a screenshot of the workout completed, screenshot that, post it in your stories, tag me in it as well, at me, all right? And don't forget to say you're learning from the best, okay? Now, with that being said, ladies, okay? Day one is here, okay? Day one is here. Day one is about complete, okay? And you're building momentum already, all right? We're just getting this started. We're just scratching the surface. So many more gems, so much more fire, so much more value coming to you over the course of the next few days, okay? So that's it. That's all. If you have any questions, like I said yesterday, there's no such thing as a dumb question, okay? There's no such thing. Like, don't feel like you're going to look foolish by asking a question. I'm here to help you. I'm here to coach you over the course of the next few days. So use me while you got me, okay? Drop it in the comments any questions you have. If you feel lost on something, need help with something, drop it in the comments of this video, and I will see y'all for day 2 tomorrow. All right? Peace. Let's go. What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to day 2 of 4 of the Flat Stomach Without Starving 4-day challenge. I am super excited to be bringing y'all a fire training tonight. So let's talk about it. Okay. Today's live is, why endless cardio doesn't burn belly fat and what actually works instead. So if you've ever been stuck on that like cardio hamster wheel, right? You're running, you're walking, maybe even jumping, right? On every machine thinking, if I just do more, right? If I just do more, maybe the belly fat will finally budge. Maybe, I'll actually see the tone in my body I want to see if I just do more, right? Maybe I'll see the numbers drop if I just do more, right? But the scale won't move, right? And the belly bloat won't budge, right? It just won't leave. And you're left feeling tired, not toned. You're left feeling like maybe you do lose some weight via the scale, but you're not toned the way you want to be, right? And I want to let you know you're definitely not alone here. And it's just been you. The truth is this, okay? More cardio isn't the answer. Most likely, just be completely transparent with you here, it's the reason why you're probably stuck is because you are just doing cardio, and that's not going to help get you the tone results that you want, okay? But here's the good news, okay? Here's the good news, okay? Once you know how to shift your workouts, okay, to work with your metabolism and not against it, okay, then that stubborn body fat just starts to melt, okay? And your energy starts to actually rise, okay? So this is actually what we're going to dive into today. And we're going to talk about breaking the cycle. And I'm going to show you how, okay? So this is a great one. But as always, real quick, there's some people that's hopped in since I started talking. I see Sarah's here. Lawanda's here. Who else is here? I can't see any other names, but I see 15 people. It's kind of weird. But if you're here, just say hey in the comments. Say what's up. Drop some fire. If you got your workout done today, drop a flex emoji down in the comments. Let me see it. Okay, good job getting day 2 workout done today. All right. Now let's get back to the training. Okay, so one of my clients, Sabrina. Okay, when she first started working with me, she was about 36 years old, 36, 37, somewhere around there. Busy mom of 1. Right, used to hit the treadmill and do. She used to do like class circuits all the time. Right, like every single day. Okay. But her body wouldn't change. She would do like boot camps, Orange Theory, things like that. But her body wouldn't change, right? But once we cut the cardio down, okay, and we introduce like short strategic workouts that were strength-based, that took no more than like 30 to 45 minutes, she ended up losing 10 pounds, and she lost 7 inches off of her waistline and actually saw definition in her stomach for the first time in a very, very long time. Okay, she had been struggling with that for so long, but again, once we cut the cardio down and we focus on implementing strength-based workouts that didn't take 2 hours, okay, they were very short to me and to most of you, because most of you probably think you got to do like a lot of time, but you really don't. But 30 to 45 minutes, strength-based, started seeing tone, started getting really, really great results, right? And it wasn't because she worked harder, okay? It's because she worked smarter, a lot smarter. And that's exactly what I'm giving you sort of a peek into today, all right? Now, there's 3 core things I want to teach you about today, okay? And we're going to start with number 1, which is cardio isn't evil, okay? It's not evil. I'm not saying it's bad to do. I'm not saying it. It's definitely good for your cardiovascular, okay? It's definitely good for your endurance. It's definitely good overall for good general health and vitality, right? But it is not the whole toolbox. And I know a lot of people, a lot of women I talk to, a lot of women I work with, and it's people in general, right? But if you know me as a coach, you know I work with solely women at this point of my career. A lot of women just do cardio because it's easier to do, right? But it's not the whole toolbox, okay? So let's set the record straight real quick. Again, I'm not saying cardio is bad. It's a tool, not the whole toolbox. So let me give you a scenario. Imagine 2 women, okay? I'm gonna get rid of this gum. Got stuck to my tooth for a second. But imagine 2 women, okay? One's doing 45 minutes of cardio, 5 to 6 days a week, okay? And the other is doing 30-minute strength workouts 3 times a week, maybe even 4. We're gonna say 3 times a week, right? and she's going on like a daily walk. Okay, so you got one woman, 45 minutes to 60 minutes of cardio a day, 5 to 6 days a week. Other woman, 30-minute strength workouts 3 times a week, and she does daily walks. All right. Guess who's seeing more change in her belly, in her energy, in her body, and her whole body shape after 6 weeks? Okay. It's not the one doing more. It's not the one doing 6 days a week, doing cardio, right? It's not that one, okay? Because too much cardio can increase your stress hormone cortisol, okay? And here's the thing. Your body, if it's in a stress state already, right? So I talked to a lot of ladies today on some calls, right? A lot of ladies, you sleep deprived, right? Your energy isn't there, you're under eating, and then maybe you're doing, cardio 1 or 2 hours a day. Like, your body is in a very, very stressed environment, right? Which is gonna make it super, super hard for the body fat to come down, okay? So when cortisol is constantly high, your body goes into survival mode, okay? And that means your body's like, I'm gonna hold on to this body fat for survival, right? Especially around the core area, okay? And that's to protect you. So we can't be mad at it. It's just doing what it's made to do, right? And that's to protect you. So even if you're eating less, okay, and you're working out more, your body's like, hold up. Okay, like we're in danger here. So let's store everything, let's keep everything, right? And again, it's not your fault. That's just like stress physiology, okay? That's literally just stress physiology. And cardio, especially long cardio, intense cardio every day, okay, is stress, okay? Now, number 2 is belly fat is going to respond to muscle, not more burn, okay? Belly fat's going to respond to muscle, not more burn, not how many calories you burn. So I get, like, we want to see, like, on our Apple Watches and our Fitbits, like, thousands and thousands of calories burned. I get it, right? Here's the part no one teaches you ladies, okay? The more lean muscle you build, okay, the more calories your body will burn at rest, meaning without you having to do much at all, just you living, okay? I want you to think of muscle like your body's engine, all right? The bigger the engine, right? The bigger the engine, the more fuel you burn doing absolutely nothing, okay? Even when you're sleeping, even when you're just chilling on the couch, right? So let me break it down like this. 1 pound of muscle will burn roughly about 8 to 10 calories, okay, per day. Just 1 pound of muscle, right? If you add another 5 to 10 pounds of lean muscle tissue to your body, right? That's like earning yourself like a daily, like, fat burning bonus, like with like 0 effort, right? So again, if you burn 8 calories per extra pound of muscle and you put on 5 to 10, I mean, again, your body's burning more calories without you having to do much. And also, it helps you to tone up, right? Helps you to look good, helps you to tighten up as well. And no, I'm not talking about bulking, okay? I'm not talking about bulking. I'm talking about lean, toned muscles, right? It tightens your waist, right? Lifts your glutes, tightens your arms, okay? And keeps your metabolism revving, okay? Revving to where it needs to be, to where you are seeing better results in less time, okay? You can't cardio your way to that. You cannot cardio your way to that, okay? Number 3 is short strength-based workouts work better, okay? So my clients don't spend hours in the gym, okay? They do metabolism smart strength workouts, okay? 20 to 40 minutes. Sometimes, if my clients really like being in the gym, which some do because it's therapeutic, I get it, right? Then we'll go 60 minutes, right? But literally 3-4 times a week. And again, some people do, they get in their zone, so maybe sometimes 5. But average is 3 to 4 times a week. We focus on squats. We focus on some hip hinge exercise. We focus on some pressing exercises, right? Horizontal and some vertical. We focus on some pulling exercises, some horizontal, some pulling, right? And then we also work on the core as well. That's it, right? Now, some may do a little bit of cardio, right? But we focus more on getting that walking in, right? So Sabrina, the client I mentioned earlier, right? She did exactly this, okay? And she started shrinking, okay? Not just on the scale, but in her inches and her confidence as well. Why? Because your body doesn't change during the workout, okay? The workout isn't what changes your body, okay? It changes when you recover from it. That's what's important. So, I'm sorry. Every day, working out, intense, stressful, okay? Your body needs to recover. That's when it changes. So when you train smart and you recover right, your body gets the message, okay? It starts to respond in the way that it needs to. And it says this to itself, basically. It's like, okay, it kind of takes a deep breath, and it's a sign of relief. Like, okay, now we can start releasing this body fat, this extra body fat, because your body needs some body fat, okay, to survive. You need body fat. We can't get rid of all of it, right? You can't get rid of all of it. But the extra that we may be carrying, our body's like, you know what? Now I can start to release that. And finally, when you start seeing that, right, start noticing that, then you feel like your effort is paying off, right? So what actually works? Lifting smart, okay? Hitting, key movements, right? Like I said, squats, right? Hip hinge type of exercises, like maybe deadlifts or maybe, excuse me, good mornings, right? Chest presses, right? Horizontal pulls, right? Core exercises. Certain things are going to strengthen these different movement patterns that work your whole body, right? Prioritizing recovery, okay? And then actually eating to support your muscle and not starve it. Okay, I know we've been led to believe that the less you eat, the better it'll be, but I'm telling you, okay, it is not true, and it's going to do more harm to you than it is good. We have to eat in order to support the muscle and not starve it. Okay, literally, muscle is very, very important. As we get older, it's harder to keep, harder to create. So we got to put in some work, okay, to really build that muscle and maintain as much of it as possible. Okay, we got to maintain as much muscle as possible. It is very, very important to keep, okay? And that's the metabolic combo that makes belly fat start melting, okay? Even if you've been stuck for years. Like I said, once you start lifting smart, hitting key, exercises, prioritizing recovery, and eating to support your muscle, not starve it, the whole game changes, all right? So I know some of you have been stuck in that, cycle, and you think if you just, push a little bit harder, if you eat a little less, and if you double up on cardio, right, something will finally click, right? Anybody ever felt like that? They just push harder, eat less, and just, do more, especially doing more cardio, something will finally click. It'll finally start to budge, right? But sis, okay? I'm holding your hand while I say this, okay? I'm holding your hand while I say this. That's like trying to fix a leaky roof with a bucket, okay, instead of patching the actual hole. Okay, your body isn't broken. Okay, your body's not broken. It's just been burning out. You do not need to do more. You just need a smarter approach that actually works with your busy life and with your hormones. Okay, that's literally what you need. You don't need to do more. I know it sounds counterintuitive to what you heard. You don't need to do more. You just need a smarter approach that works with your busy schedule and with your hormones. Okay, now, listen, if cardio worked the way you've been told it does, right, you wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't feel like you've tried everything and your body still won't respond, okay? But now you know better, right? Now you know better, right? And you know that fat loss isn't about metabolism, right? I'm sorry, isn't. It is about metabolism. It is about your muscle, and it's about your mindset. Okay, so let me say it again. I kind of fucked that one up. So fat loss is about your metabolism. It is about your muscle, okay, and it is about your mindset, not just about how many calories you're burning, okay? It's not all about how many calories you're burning. So real quick, if this is landing for you, okay, drop some fire emojis down in the comments if this is landing for you, like you're feeling this. I can't see comments on this phone, so I have a secondary one that I'm going to read some comments real quick. Just want to make sure everybody's here. See who's here. I see Emily's here. Decora is here. What's going on? What's going on? Kimberly's here. What's up, girl? Jess is here. What's going on? Sarah's here. Okay, D is here. Okay. Dominique is here. Megan is here. I love it. Warren, I think. If I butchered it, I apologize. I see you, girl. Decora, I think I said you before, but I see you, girl. Okay, Charnette, I see you. Definition in her stomach, you say, 100%. I may post her pictures tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. Somebody's going up tomorrow. I don't know who I'm going to post. Michelle, okay, awesome. Sharian, If I butchered it, love, I don't charge it to my head and not my heart, okay? Boom. Okay, I love it. Now, with that being said, okay, you don't have to punish your body into changing, okay? Like, you get to actually partner with it. You get to partner with your body, right? So I got homework for you today. I know y'all love the homework. And also, super hats off to everybody who did the flip challenge, the flip the meal challenge, okay? If you didn't do the flip the meal challenge, like, do it today. Like, post in the group your meal from today and how you can make it better while keeping something that you actually like, and tag me so I can give you some, feedback on it, right? Everybody who posted it and you got feedback from me, was that helpful? Yeah, was that helpful to you when you posted your meal and I gave you feedback? This is hitting home for me in ways you never know. Thank you. I love you. That's good. Monica, what's up, girl? Here a little late, but here, hey, better late than never. I love it. Also, those of you who catching the replay, don't forget, okay? Comment replay down in the comments. Hashtag replay down in the comments. Patricia, great info. D, appreciate the info 100%. I love it. Sharon, you pronounced my name right. Okay. We got the same last name, right? I gotta make sure I get that right. Cousin, somewhere down the line, right? Megan, okay. D, yes, very much. Dominique, 100%. Kimberly, yes. Awesome. Claudine, Emily, yes. Okay, boom, it was helpful. Awesome, love it. Okay, so today's homework is really simple. 2 things. Okay, number 1 is I want you to drop a sweaty selfie in the group after your workout tonight. If you haven't done your workout today yet, and you're doing your workout tonight, after your workout, drop a sweaty selfie in the group, okay? Or if you've already done your workout today, tomorrow, drop a sweaty selfie in the group tomorrow if you already did today's, okay? And be sure to tag me in your post. Tag me. Bonus points to you if you post the picture to your stories and you tag me saying I'm learning from the best coach ever, okay? Or the best coach in the game, whichever one you want to do, okay? Bonus points if you post a picture also in your stories and tag me, okay? Number 2 is I want you to comment below your biggest light bulb aha moment from today, okay? So in the comments below, I want you to post or comment below your biggest aha moment from today's live, okay? Now, tomorrow's live is going to hit very different, okay? Tomorrow's live is going to hit very different because we're talking about why most women start over every Monday, and we're going to talk about how to break that cycle without trying to be perfect. We're going to talk about how to break that cycle without burning out. We're going to talk about how to break that cycle without you being super strict. We're going to talk about how to break that cycle without you feeling guilty and shame. We're going to talk about how to break that cycle once and for all. So there is no more starting over every Monday. Okay, you will become the most consistent you've ever been in your life after tomorrow's live. Okay, so same time, same place. Ladies, let's keep the momentum going. I'm super proud of each and every one of you for showing up. I want you to still to drop your takeaway, your biggest takeaway of today's live. Drop it in the comments, okay? Drop it in the comments. And then if you're all in for tomorrow, drop some fire emojis in the comments as well. And I will see you all tomorrow. Peace. Welcome to day 3 of the 4-day flat stomach without starving challenge. Okay, I am super fired up because this is where the game really changes mentally for you all right? Now, today's live is titled, Tired of Starting Over Every Monday. Okay, here's how to stay on track even when life gets messy. Real quick show of hands or comment me down in the comments if this sounds like you, okay? Have you ever said, I'm starting over Monday more times than you can count? Okay, if that sounds like you, comment me down in the comments. If you said I'm starting over Monday, maybe something happened Thursday, maybe something happened Friday, maybe something happened Saturday, and you just feel like, fuck it, forget it, I screwed up, I'm going to start over on Monday. Does it sound familiar? Yeah? You're not alone, okay? Here's the truth. Every time you start over, okay, that sort of pattern reinforces a negative connotation in your mind, right? Like, it reinforces that you can't trust yourself to follow through, okay? Which really kind of dings at your confidence and your results, right? But here's the good news, okay? Today I'm going to teach you, okay, the mindset, the structure that my clients utilize to stay on track even when things aren't perfect, even when things are messy, even when life is busy, which is going to be, even when they have their seasons, which you're going to have, right? So that you can stop living in this constant loop of on again, off again. I start good, I do well, I fall off, I relax, I get motivated again because I look in the mirror and notice I've let myself go, and then I restart again, right? I want you to finally feel in control of your health and of your body, okay? So if you're ready for a fire training, a fire teacher, drop some fire emojis down in the comments if you are ready to get into it. Woo! All right, let's do it. So let's be real, okay? Hold on right quick. Again, y'all, bear with me. Let's be real, okay? Every time you start over, like I mentioned, right? Here's exactly what happens, okay? You chip away at your confidence, okay? You start to doubt yourself. That's the huge one right there, is you start to doubt yourself. You don't even trust yourself to follow through anymore. That's a really big one every time you start over, right? And you begin to believe like this is just how things are going to be, right? You start to believe and start to make a impression in your mind that you just can't get right, like nothing's going to work, right? But what if I told you that you never have to actually start over? Like, you don't have to start over, okay? That one day that was like off didn't ruin anything, okay? That one skip workout didn't erase your progress. That one quote unquote off meal didn't like make you gain 10 pounds, okay? Like, here's the benefit of breaking this cycle, okay? There's a couple of them. One, you finally get consistent, right? And you build that trust with yourself, okay? Two, you become the kind of person who finishes what they start, right? And that's very big. You actually follow through. And that just doesn't build that type of power within your health and fitness. That also translates to other areas of your life, because I truly believe that how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So if you follow through here and you keep your word to yourself, that's going to build your confidence. You're going to feel really, 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 really good, okay? So if you're ready to stop starting over, okay, I want you to drop in the comments done. Capital letters, DONE, down in the comments so that I know that you're with me, okay? If you're ready to stop, ready to stop starting over, comment done in the comments, capital letters, okay, so I know that you're with me. Patricia, I see you. Tara, I see you. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Drop done in the comments. Jess said done. I love it. Francis, done. Who else is done? I think it's Jonah. I didn't see if you said I got it right or not, love. So I see you said done. Stacy said done. Candace said done. Sarah done. Kimberly done. One more. Tara said done. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so I want to tell you about a client of mine named Sandra, okay? So she's a mom working full time, okay? And she used to say that same thing, okay? I'll start again on Monday, right? Week after week, month after month, year after year, okay? Until we started working together, and she finally learned how to be consistent without being perfect, okay? And the results she got was we got 18 to 20 pounds down, okay? Her energy went up, her sleep became better, and her confidence went through the roof, and she hasn't felt that way in years, okay? Why? Because she stopped actually hitting the restart button, okay? And she used the strategy that I'm about to give you all, okay? Now, here's what I teach my clients. This is a dope thing that I think you all are gonna really, really like, okay? Here's what I teach my clients. I teach my clients the never two in a row rule, okay? And it's literally the mindset tool that builds consistency without you being perfect. As you can see, the theme that I've preached the last 3 to 4 days has been you do not have to be perfect. Okay, I know that's hard for a lot of us to kind of grasp because a lot of us are perfectionists. Trust me, I get it. I can be the same way. okay? But you do not have to be perfect in order to get results, okay? I'll break it down like this right here. This is the never 2 in a row rule in action, right? If you skip a workout, okay, it's cool. Don't beat yourself up. Just don't skip 2, okay? If you had a burger and fries for lunch, that's okay. What was that? I'm sorry, y'all. Did I have something right there? I don't know. Yeah, I did. Sorry about that. There's a piece of gum. That's so sexy. So if you had a burger and fries for lunch, right? Enjoy it, okay? Next meal, make your next meal just more balanced, right? It's okay. If you didn't hit your steps today, it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day, right? Like it's not the end of the world, right? So you never do 2 in a row. Like if you want to build the consistency, build the habits, you have to keep this in your mind that one slip doesn't ruin you, right? Because that's where the spiral starts to happen, where you get in your head of, okay, I really messed up, and then you start to have these negative thoughts, and one negative thought follows the next, follows the next, follows the next. So in order to break that, what we have to do now is have a positive reinforcement, which means saying to ourselves, it's okay. The next action is going to be a better one. The next meal is going to be a better one. I'm not going to skip the next workout, right? If I didn't hit my steps today, I'm going to do better tomorrow. It's okay, right? And why this works is because life is going to life. And you all know that by now, right? Life is going to life. You may have a plan, right? But life is going to do its own thing. So instead of you quitting, okay, you learn how to course correct, right? Instead of you just like catching one flat tire or one flat wheel, one flat tire, right? And popping the other 3, you know what I mean? And I'm laughing because I've been there, right? I've done that, right? But when you think about it, it's just like, you know, when you mess up or slip up and you just say, fuck it. It's literally this, the analogy I use is you've been in a car, right? You're driving and you catch a flat and you get out and just decide to say, fuck it. You know what? I slashed the other 3, right? I don't even want to go no more, right? How crazy does that sound, right? It sounds crazy. What are you going to do? You're going to either call somebody, or if you know how to, you know, change the wheel yourself, you'll change the wheel yourself, right? You're going to call somebody, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. And have the wheel changed. And then do what? You're going to keep going, right? You're going to keep going. And it's the same thing here. So I have a question for you all. What's something you feel like you like messed up on this week that you're choosing not to beat yourself up about? I want you to drop it down in the chat, okay? What's something you feel like you messed up this week that you're choosing not to beat yourself up about? Drop it in the chat. We're gonna read some comments real quick. If my handy dandy phone would do its thing. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. What's some comments at? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Where we at? Newest comments. I'm going to change it and keep pushing. You're right. I needed to hear this. I love it. I'm so tired of starting over. Okay. Kat, I see you. Welcome to the live. Erica, welcome to the live. So drop in the chat. Let me know. What's something you feel like you messed up on today that you're choosing not to beat yourself up about? So a couple of visuals, right? A couple of examples. Let's say you skip lunch, right? Cool. Grab a protein bar, call it a win. All right. Grab a protein smoothie from Smoothie King, call it a win. Right. If you smash the bag of chips, right, balance it with your next meal being more fiber focused, right, more high protein focused, right. If you didn't work out yesterday, right, that's okay. You're making sure you're gonna get it done today. If for some reason you just really couldn't get it done today, then go for a walk. Right, do something, even 10 minutes. You did something, because guess what? That reinforces your momentum. That reinforces your consistency. And that's you reminding yourself and reinforcing to yourself that you are the person that you say you are, okay? Because you have to be the person first. The goals that we're wanting to achieve, the person that we're wanting to become, the vision that we're all working towards right now, you have to be that person first and think from that person before we actually get there. Right? So that person that we're wanting to become doesn't continue to skip. That person that we're wanting to become and the results we're wanting to see, that person, that version of us, doesn't allow ourselves to not
continue to keep going, right? And take days and weeks off. That version of us doesn't do that. So this never 2 in a row rule is going to come in handy because that version of you keeps that rule in their minds, right? So I get it. You know, you're not just here trying to get, ripped 6-pack, right? Like I know a couple people I talk to, they are trying to get a ripped 6-pack, but not everybody's trying to get a ripped 6-pack, right? You got a full-time job, right? You're raising kids, maybe, you're tired, right? You got a lot going on, a lot on your plate, right? And most of the programs out there, they're not really built for your real life. I talked to a lot of ladies this week who have or are, kind of been following plans that are built for like, influencers that don't have a lot of responsibilities, right? And they require a lot of time and they require a certain level of discipline to achieve a certain type of result that, just being real, maybe in this season just isn't for you, and that's okay, right? And so I built this challenge and literally my entire coaching program for women just like you who have a lot on your plate, you're busy, a lot of responsibilities, right? But it's teaching you how to still move forward. Women who are done starting over, right? Women who are done hating the process, okay? Because you shouldn't hate the process in the process of you becoming a fitter, stronger, healthier version of yourself. Like, this shouldn't be a dread. Now, let's be honest here. There are going to be times you don't feel like doing what you got to do, right? It's life. It is what it is, right? But at the same time, you should feel empowered and feel motivated to actually and look forward to your workout, look forward to your meals, look forward to this process because this is something that you want to be sustainable, right? Right? This is something you want to be sustainable. This is something that you want to, like, you don't want to just become healthy and become fit. You want to stay healthy and stay fit, right? So this has to become something that you can see yourself really implementing into your life long term, okay? So real quick in the chat, if you don't mind sharing with me, what's one thing in your life that usually kind of throws you off track? Drop it in the chat real quick. I just want you to go ahead and get it out. Like, what's usually one thing in your life that throws you off track? Got it. Okay, cool. So I see like work, right? We got a lot. You're juggling a lot. You're juggling and you're having a lot on your plate, right? And so that tends to throw us off. So the awareness is the key there, right? So knowing that, and then again, giving ourselves grace that you're not a robot, right? You're a human being, okay? And at the same time that we're giving ourselves grace, right? We're also looking at, okay, cool. I know that this part of my life with my process is a sticking point. Busy schedule, it's just a work day, right? So what can I do, like, to the best of my ability? Again, not perfect, but what can I do at this point right now? Like, how can I work with what I have and just continue to be just a little bit better, right? And week after week, I'm just wanting to be a little bit better. I'm not trying to, force a what is it, like a round what's the peg? Like a round peg into like a triangle hole. Like, I'm not trying to force that, right? And a lot of times that's what happens. So I said it to say this. Everyone mentioned, well, a lot of you mentioned kind of like what's been the thing that usually throws you off. Having that awareness is the first step, literally, right? I don't want to sound like too cliche, but that's the first step. And again, in having that awareness, now it's like, okay, cool. How can I just work with what I have, right? And so, would you drop it in the chat? I appreciate you all for doing that because it takes a lot of, it's a vulnerable moment, maybe transparency, and I appreciate the honesty and the transparency here as well, right? So I do have some homework for you all today, okay? So after today's live, I want you to go to the group, and I want you to post this, okay? What's one moment this week that you wanted to quit, okay? But you chose to reset instead, okay? After the live, go to the group, and I want you to post one moment this week, okay, where you wanted to quit, but you chose to reset instead, okay? Because I know we've all had probably that moment this week, right? But you chose to reset instead, realign, recalibrate, whatever you want to call it, and continue to move forward. Round peg into a square hole. Boom, there you go, Sarah. You know what I was trying to say. You know what I was trying to say. Chantel, welcome to the live. I love it. So, yes, everybody, After today's live, your homework, okay? Go into the group and post one moment this week you wanted to quit, but you chose to reset instead, okay? So if this hit home today, okay, here's the next steps. Number one, okay, I got 2 things for you. Number one, comment done if you're done with the starting over every Monday cycle, okay? Comment done if you're done with the starting over every Monday cycle, okay? I want you to type this in the comments because this is going to reinforce to you. This isn't for me. This is for you. If you're really done, and a lot of you said done earlier on the live, right? If you're really done with that, comment the word done below because it's going to reinforce to you that you're stepping into this next version of yourself, right? I want you to leave this live not just feeling motivated, but also taking some action as well, right? Feeling empowered, actually feeling 100% confident that you are done. Okay, and after today's live, I got a great feeling actually that all of you will be done. Because now you know about the never 2 in a row rule, right? And there's no more starting over. You're just literally going to do your best to do your best, right? But also be real with yourself, okay? You got to be real with yourself and give yourself grace, but also there's a thin line between too much grace and when you need to give yourself a swift kick in the ass, right? There's a thin line there. You know what I mean, right? So you got to also be aware of that too. It's a thin line between too much grace and then too much, and you know, giving ourselves too much slack, right? And then also we got to draw that line with ourselves. We got to draw the line in the sand for ourselves. Look ourselves in the mirror, right? And get it together the best we can, right? But again, you're a human being, not a robot, you know? So be human as well and know that it's okay and you're going to get better, all right? So remember as well, feel free, okay, to tag me in your workout updates, okay? Tag me in your flip meals if you want to. Post it in your stories. Tag me, okay? And don't forget to put on there, okay, learning from the best coach ever, okay, when you do your story post, okay? And don't forget, okay, tomorrow is also the final day of the challenge, okay? I know this is a bittersweet moment right now. Damn, that's so fast. But it's, 4 days. But again, still super quick. Went by like that, right? So I'm going live, okay, to teach you all, why belly fat feels damn near impossible to lose, okay? And how I help my clients to break the cycle. Now, this is the piece that literally ties everything together. So remember, never 2 in a row, never 2 in a row, never 2 in a row. Comment that, never 2 in a row. Drop it in the comments, never 2 in a row. 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 All right, you got this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, y'all. So tomorrow's live. I will see y'all there. Until next time, peace. Day four. Roll on in, beautiful people. The title of today's live is Why Belly Fat Feels Impossible to Lose and How My Clients Break the Cycle. It's day 4, y'all. It's day 4, okay? I am still overcoming the sickness, okay? So I feel a little better. I took today just to, rest as much as possible. So I may have to, my handy-dandy box of Kleenex and sneeze or go over here. So don't be alarmed, okay? I'm going to be okay. Now, who's ever said to themselves, okay, I hold a lot of my weight in my stomach area, right? Or I feel like my body's just not responding the way that it used to. Certain things that used to work just aren't working. Now, maybe, it's my age, maybe it's my hormones. If that's ever crossed your mind, okay, just know that I see you. And I want you to know, I promise you, you're not broken, okay? You just been taught the wrong strategy and you haven't been taught pretty much how to maneuver around this season of your life, right? So here's what tends to happen when you're stuck in that type of why won't my belly shrink type cycle, right? People tend, or you may tend to cut more food, right? So you tend to eat less, and I call them eating air sandwiches, right? So eating air sandwiches, right? Doing more cardio. I feel like you got to do more, right? Trying another restrictive fad diet, maybe a kale water diet or cabbage soup diet or keto or raw veggies or something like that, right? And every time, you know,
it doesn't work, right? Like every time it doesn't work, you end up losing more belief in yourself, right?
But let me tell you something, okay?
Like the benefit of breaking this cycle
Is so powerful because then you stop fighting your body, right? Like
you start working with it, and the inches start to come off without you starving, without you overworking yourself, without you having to be,
you know, in the gym or doing all type of, you know, crazy amount of time working out and or constantly down yourself, right? So once you
break this cycle, a lot of things start really shifting for you. Okay, so I want to tell you all about a client, Taylor,
that I posted earlier today, right? I don't know how many of you seen the before and after that I posted of her, right? So when
she came to me, she was doing all the things, right? She was doing tons of cardio. She was barely eating.
She was barely eating carbs, right? She feared them. She felt like if she, you know, ate a carb, right, like she just would blow up. She was doing all the things, right? And she still wasn't losing,
you know, the weight and the belly fat that she
wanted to, right?
And so that leads to a lot of frustration
because you feel like you're doing all the things right that you're being
told to do. But if nothing's changing, you're like, what the hell, right? I'm sure many of us, I've been there, you know. Either you can raise a silent hand
or you can say me in the comments if you've ever been there, right?
But inside of my coaching program, we flipped everything, okay? So we started to eat more in a strategic way, right? So like I said, she had been eating a lot less, not really
eating. She'd undereat, overeat, right? So we had to start
eating in a strategic way, and she started actually being able to eat more, right? That may sound counterintuitive
to what you may have heard before or what you may like believe, but
it works in a way when it's strategic, okay? We started strength training in a strategic way, okay? Instead of her killing herself with loads of cardio, instead of being a treadmill bunny, okay? We also kept sweets because she likes sweets a lot. We kept
sweets in her favorite, or some of her favorite foods that she actually enjoys. We kept some of those things inside of her program. And we built a structure around
her meals and her workouts, okay? And the result of that was she was actually able to
drop around 14,
15 pounds
within her
first 12 weeks of working with me, okay? And along with that, her energy, her confidence, and her control came back. So she felt
like she was in control again for the first time in a long time, right? And for the first time in a long time as well, she actually felt like she had reclaimed her confidence,
right? And I know how powerful it is for all of us
to want to have, because again, if we've been kind of in this cycle
of yo-yoing and kind of up and down,
or kind of feeling stuck, right? It can kind of
weigh on us, right? It
makes us doubtful of what's
really possible, right? But I want to talk to you all about, you know, 3 of the biggest reasons
that
belly fat feels impossible
to lose and how we flip those.
Okay, so 3 of the biggest reasons belly fat feels impossible to lose and
how we flip those. I'm going to start with number 1. Okay, so I'm going to call this a blocker. Okay,
so blocker number 1 is this. I call this like hormone havoc. Okay, so as we get older, our hormones do start to shift, right? Estrogen, right?
Cortisol, insulin, right? And that changes how your body tends to store body fat, right?
Now, most cookie cutter, you know, plans that you find on the
internet that, you know, you may have followed or may have do or whatever, they don't take this into consideration, right? So they leave you feeling like your body's broken, right? And when really your strategy is, not your body, right? So what we do instead is, in my program, we follow a hormone smart fat loss plan. Okay, so we keep your blood sugar level stabilized. We reduce stress as much as possible, right? Stress is a part of life, but we try to reduce stress as much as possible because like I mentioned to you all 2 days ago, when your body's in a stressful state, right, it's very hard for your body to release the body fat, okay? And we also exercise in a way that supports your body, not stresses it even more, okay? That's blocker number 1. Now, blocker number 2 is about the workouts, okay? So when you're doing random workouts and no structure, it makes it very hard, okay? If you're working out, but it's all over the place, doing YouTube videos, doing, you know, random TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you know, real videos, having hundreds of different exercise videos saved, and just like
okay, this is how I feel today. Let me do this one. Or kind of just doing whatever, you can squeeze in. But there's no real structure. There's no real progression. There's no real method to doing that, right? Now, that is better than doing nothing. Okay, I will say that. That is better than doing nothing, but you can only go so far going about it that way, right? So you don't build lean muscle that way because there's no method, there's no progression, there's no plan, right? So your body never really shifts. So what we do instead is we actually give you a structured, actual progressive plan that's designed around you and where you're at to build lean muscle, to help you get a toned body, and without you spending hours having to work out, okay? Now, blocker number 3. And this is something that we talked about literally throughout the whole challenge, okay? And so this shouldn't even be a surprise, but this is about the all or nothing mindset. Now, if you miss one workout, a lot of times an individual, and I've been there, okay? Like, it's hard not to think like this, especially if you're coming from a place of wanting to be, feel like you have to be perfect with this, right? So you miss a workout and then you feel like you failed, right? You eat off the plan that you may be following, and then you throw the whole day away, right? And then in throwing the whole day away, sometimes the whole week gets thrown away. And then sometimes the whole week gets thrown away, the whole month. And it's just like a repeat, right? And that mindset keeps you stuck, okay? Not the food, not your body, right? It's the mindset. It's not the food, it's not the body. And so what we do instead is my clients follow what I told you all yesterday, right? The never 2 in a row rule. And that's why I had you all repeat that, right? Just repeat that. The never 2 in a row rule. Because if you mess up once, right, cool. We just reset the next meal. We reset and do the next workout, okay? And that builds, what we call real consistency there. So instead of you feeling like you have to be perfect, right, you understand that you're a human being and the progress isn't linear, right? You're going to have ebbs and flows sometimes. You're going to have a season where, you may not be 100%, right? You may have a day or a week that may not be 100%, right? But you're going to do your absolute best to never miss 2 in a row, okay? Now, I know you're not just here trying to get a flat stomach, right? Like, you're juggling a full-time job, stress, and a gazillion other things that pull your energy, right? And most diets, most plans, most of these influencer programs that a lot of you have followed or maybe following now don't take that into account, okay? But this challenge and the way that I coach is built for real people, right? With real lives. Now, you're not lazy, okay? I want to make that very clear because you're here and you want change. So you have the batteries. So you're not lazy. You're just tired, okay? You're just tired of plans that really don't work for your lifestyle, really don't work with you. That's the real thing, is you're just tired of being given or being told certain things that really just don't work for where you're at, right? So drop or comment, right, the word me down in the comments if you're ready to stop spiraling, okay, your wheels, and finally feel in control of your body again. Comment me down in the comments if you're ready for that. I do have some homework for you all, okay? So day 4's homework is this right here. I want you to, if you got a sticky note or a piece of paper or even in your notes, I don't know if you can like have the Facebook app open and go to your notes. Or maybe just real quick, just grab a piece of paper somewhere, right? Grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, grab a pencil, right? Or comment down below if for some reason you don't even have paper in the house for whatever reason, right? I want you to write this down or comment this down in the comments, okay? Done is better than perfect. Period. Okay? I never miss 2 in a row. Period. Or exclamation point if you want to make a real statement. Okay? So I'll repeat that. Done is better than perfect. Period. I never miss 2 in a row. Moving forward, that's the affirmation I want you to repeat to yourself. That's your new mantra there, okay? And I said sticky note earlier because for me, this is something I would place either on my desk, on the fridge,
on the mirror in the bathroom, somewhere where it's a constant reminder of this is the version of me that I'm stepping into. And so I want to get it to you as well, because I really think that reminder will be really, really, really helpful to you if this has been something that you've been struggling with. Okay? Now, after today's live, okay, I want you to go into the group and I want you to post, what's the number one thing that you are walking away with from this challenge? Okay? It could be a mindset shift. It could be a nutrition tip. It could be anything that helped you to feel empowered the last few days. I want you to go into the group, post live, and I want you to comment the number one thing that you're walking away with from this challenge. I want to see you post like really what it was for you, and it don't have to be anything, you know, drawn out. If you want to make it super and sweet, whatever it may have you, right? But I just want to know what's the number one thing that you're taking away, you're walking away with from this live. And when you post, be sure to tag me, okay, so I can find you and I can shout you out, okay? Now, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and bring this all home because, again, like, the last 4 days have went by super quick, right? And I'm super proud of each and every one of you, okay, for showing up all 4 days. Now, this wasn't just about losing belly fat, okay? It was about proving to yourself. And I said this the last, you know, each day that we've had a challenge, it's about you. It's not about me. It's about you showing up for yourself, right? And it was about proving to yourself that you can show up. About proving to yourself that you can take action. About proving to yourself that you can do it your way without starving, without suffering, and without quitting on yourself, okay? If this challenge helped you at all, okay, drop your favorite emojis down in the comments, or drop some fireball emoji. You know, that's my favorite one. Drop some fireball emojis down in the comments if this challenge has helped you in any kind of way. Okay, small, big, whatever, right? If this challenge has helped you, comment your favorite emoji down below, or drop some fireball emojis down below, okay? This challenge for you all, okay, was your launching pad, okay? This is your launching pad. This does not mean to stop because we've come to day 4. Okay? This is your launching pad. It's time for the next level. Okay? It's time for the next level. It is time for the next level. This is your launching pad, this 4-day challenge. So I want to remind you all to keep the momentum. Keep the momentum you built over the last few days. Again, you're not lazy. So please don't claim that about yourself. If you've ever said it to yourself, you're not lazy. You just haven't had the right strategy, right? And I know for sure, again, if you're here on this live, you have what it takes. Like, you're not going to quit on yourself. You're not going to quit on yourself, okay? You're going to keep going. You have the momentum. You're going to keep the momentum going, right? And again, if you got any value, this challenge was valuable to you, drop some fire for one last time in the comments. That's it on my end. That's all, y'all. Again, I'm super, super proud of each and every one of you. I appreciate you all for rocking out with us the last few days. Some of you, I'm sure, made some friends. It's been great talking to every single one of you. It's been dope seeing all of you show up. It's been great to see you all celebrate each other. I love it. Okay? Yeah, that's it, y'all.